Man, you said you were going to fight September 17th. You're going to fight September 17th. You did. I guess, how important was it for you to keep, or what was it about the date that you were just like, no, I'm staying on that date and I'm getting a fight?
I don't know. I just wanted it. I was getting ready for it. The timing was perfect. My game plan this whole year is to win fights, get tattooed, travel, and repeat. Like, I'm going to win a fight, I'm going to go get tattooed, I'm going to travel somewhere new, and then I'm going to get my ass back to training and repeat the process. Like, that's my goal, and the timing was perfect. So I'm going to win this fight this week here in September, and then I'll win again in December, and I'll just keep the train rolling. I really want to be active. I feel like every time I've sat up here and talked to you guys, I've said I'm trying to be active. It feels like it's finally happening now. So I'm excited. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep things rolling.
What was the process like of getting another opponent? I mean, were you like vetting people, or did it matter to you?
No, I'm at a place where I really believe that I know I can beat anyone. I've fought the best guys in the world, and I really believe that I'm the best 45er in the world, and I haven't showed that. I haven't consistently showed that. In my opinion, when I go back and watch my fights, I've had these flashes of brilliance. I've had moments where I really show, in my opinion, I show that I'm really great at fighting. I've also had performances that don't show that. And so my job now is to consistently show those things, and I can do that against anyone in the world. Bill Algeo is a great opponent to do that against. I don't know him, he seems like a cool guy. He's got a great nickname. As a guy with an all right nickname, he's got a pretty all right nickname, and his style's fun. So it was a pretty easy choice, when he stepped up, which I want to thank him for stepping up, because Lando unfortunately got hurt. That was also going to be a fun fight. So saying yes to both those guys was a pretty quick choice. Yeah.
Bill was here earlier, and he was respectful of you, but he did say, he's like, well, we were supposed to fight before, and something fell through and didn't happen. So do you know what happened that time around?
I don't remember that, honestly. I'm not saying it's not true. I've been in the UFC for so long now that there's a lot of things that get talked about or fall through or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. I'm excited to fight him. He seems like a cool guy, and he's, like I said, he's entertaining. But I don't remember him ever being brought to me. I definitely never said yes and pulled out. It's not really my style. But yeah, it works out. We're fighting in like 3 days, so it's perfect.
Good nickname, good dude. What do you think of his fighting style? Right, kind of an intriguing fight.
Fun,
style.
Yeah, fun. Real intriguing fight style. He's long. He's a long, rangy striker. Could say that about myself. So it's gonna be fun. Also, he beat the dude I just lost to. So if you do the MMA math, when I beat him, I will also sort of vindicate that last one. And MMA is fucking chaos, so you gotta take those victories when you get them. You know what I mean?
MMA math, it's undefeated, right? I mean,
perfect. Well, I actually saw something that makes me the light heavyweight champ of the world after beating. Who did I beat in Poland, Danny?
Lobov.
Yep. Yep.
I beat the GOAT.
I beat Artem Lobov. And
those like 13.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because somewhere down the line, John Jones lost to the 12-6 elbow from Hamill. That just fucks up the whole universe. And because Artem beat someone who beat someone, and I beat Artem, so you're looking at the undisputed UFC light heavyweight.
I've made the argument for years. I just want to let you know I've made the argument for years, and I'm glad you believe it.
If you vouch for me, then it says something.
I wonder, given his exciting style, his intriguing style, did the fact that you were getting ready for Lando, does that kind of help? Because Lando's kind of wild as well, right?
Yeah, it didn't really change preparation much, except their body types are different. Their style really is not that dissimilar. They're both great strikers who can also grapple. I think everyone at this point is a hybrid. I don't think you're going to find anyone like my generation and younger. Like, we're all guys who grew up watching the UFC when we were in 8th grade, 9th grade. We all started training everything at once. Like, obviously I wrestled first. You probably wouldn't know that going into my fights. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was a wrestler first, but I started training striking like by 13 or 14, I knew that I wanted to be in the UFC. And I think that's probably true for a lot of the guys my age, and especially the kids younger. So you're not really going to run into a guy that is too much of a specialist anymore. You're not just going to get a one-dimensional guy. The sport's evolve for that. So Lando's an exciting guy. He's a hybrid fighter. Unfortunately, he got hurt. Hope he heals up quick. And Bill Algeo is the same thing. He's a hybrid fighter. So the preparation didn't change much except the body types of the partners I was sparring, and that's a minor adjustment to make.
Last thing for me, I mean, I know that you said, look, I'm still chasing gold, but I don't know, does it make it easier to be like, hey, you know what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fight, get a tattoo, and travel? Like, does that allow you to, like, I don't know, enjoy the process more?
Yeah, it's like that Fight Club quote, right? Like the Fight Club quote where he says, after you've lost everything, you're free to do anything. I've now officially had every single thing that could happen in this sport happen to me. Like, I've won close decisions. I've lost close decisions. I've lost decisions that there's no way in hell. Like, I go back and watch the fight. Like, there's no way in hell I lost that fight. I've won one-sided decisions. I've knocked people out, and now I've been clipped. Like, I never went out. I'm Samoan, so I got a coconut head. I got a jaw on me, but I didn't go out, but I got clipped. And so it was this horrible thing that happened. I got clipped. I stood up. I looked at my coaches in the cage. I just went, yeah, sorry, man. Fuck, he caught me. But immediate, like it was this immediate shittiness. It was a horrible thing. But afterwards, there was this almost weight off my shoulders. Like, I feel free. Like, I'm having the most fun through this camp and through this fight week that I've had in a long time. In a way, the pressure almost feels off because I know how much people are counting me out, and I know how much people have sort of resigned me to being just an exciting mid-card guy. There's worse things to be, but that's not what I am. I'm an elite fighter, and I get to prove it to myself, and it's more about proving it to myself now than anyone else. It's in a weird way, it's a beautiful, man. It's freeing. Like, I got clipped, and it was the worst I've felt in this sport. And then it was immediately followed by this sort of sigh of relief, and now I feel the best I've ever felt. So everything happens for a reason, man, and I'm just fucking happy to be here and happy to perform on Saturday.
Andre?
Yeah, brother.
So you performed stand-up a few days or a few weeks after your last loss.
Yeah.
I was there. You did a very good job.
Thank you, brother.
Now that you've had some time to kind of think about it, how did you think you did well in your stand-up?
I've gotten nothing but positive feedback. Maybe people are lying to me. If so, keep lying to me. That's fine. Yeah, lie to me. But it's all been pretty positive. I went back and watched it, and I thought it was all right. I'm not like some fucking big fan of myself. Like, a lot of these guys in this sport are like huge. You could really tell they're like big fans of themselves. Like, they're the type of guy to like put their fight on at a party and shit. It's like, it's not me, bro. Like, I make music. I think I make really good music. Like, I make music that's good enough to stand on its own or be put in a playlist with my contemporaries and people who do that for a living, and my music's good enough to be in that plate. Like, it stands on its own. But I don't ever play my own music. You know what I'm saying? In the car, I'm not going to make everybody listen to my music. Like, I don't go back and like make everybody sit and watch my fights. I barely watch my own fights. I watch them enough to take the lessons from them and make myself better, and then I don't watch them again. I've watched every fight I've had, no matter how good or bad it goes, I probably watched 2 to 5 times. Like, if it's a short fight, we watch it more to get. But if it's I watch my fights just enough to get the lesson, and that transfers to stand-up comedy. Like, I watched it, I thought I did all right, I thought I did pretty good, but I wasn't fucking making myself laugh. I wasn't like, oh, I'm fucking great. I just like watched it. It was cool. I'm glad everybody laughed. It was like 300 people there. It was crazy, and I was getting a lot of laughs and a lot of great feedback, and it's something I want to do more. I'm thankful for the opportunities, but yeah, everything I do, I want to do as good as people who do that for a living. Like, I want to be the best fighter in the world, and then when I do stand-up comedy or I do music, I want the stuff I make to stand up on its own. And so that's why my stand-up comedy set didn't have any jokes about MMA. Like, there was no corny shit. Like, no one else wrote my jokes. Like, I wrote my jokes. I barely wrote them, honestly. Like, I didn't have them planned that day. Like, I just kind of wrote some ideas down and fucking went for it, But to answer your question, yeah, I think it went well. And I went back and watched it, but, it's whatever. It's just, I'm glad for the opportunity. I just keep it pushing.
This is probably a stupid question, but what were the nerves compared to going out and doing stand-up comedy?
None. Like, you stand-up comedy to fighting? None. Nothing. What the fuck? No, nothing. I talk about that in the stand-up. Like, what the fuck can you do? Not laugh at me? Like, I'm still going to go get a drink. Like, I'm going to get off stage. I'm going to go get a drink. Like, I don't give a shit if you laugh at me. That's, like, a whole part of my, like, the most of my bit is about how I don't care if people laugh. Like, because I've been with the same girl for 6 years, and she don't laugh at any of the shit that I say. She's, like, 5.5 years past laughing at what I say. So it's, like, it's nothing new to me. I'm not worried about it, you know? There's no... After fighting, everything is just pretty easy, man. It's pretty, there's not very much nerves, you know? Whether I'm making music or doing stand-up comedy or anytime I have a microphone in my hand, there's not really any nerves. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. Like, no one's going to kick you in the head. Like, you can fuck up. You can keep it rolling. Like, it's all right, you know? Fighting sort of is the highest expression of what a human being can do, I think, and it puts you on high alert, and you have to be at 10, you know? And after that, everything else is just fun. It's just, you're just having fun.
And then finally for me,
I don't know. Maybe my grandparents. I have my grandparents on my bicep. I have the Grinch tattooed on my calf. I like that one. I have a big crybaby head. Like it's like a baby crying, but it's like it's also like this circuit. There was a famous sideshow freak, the Zebra Man or the Great Omi. He was like a circus performer. So it's like a savage looking dude, like with a bone through his nose and his whole face tattoo, but he's like a little baby crying. So that one's kind of like a one from that's me. That's me, crybaby, savage. Like those two things, like heart on the outside, lover on the inside. Like, so yeah, I don't know, I like them all.
thank you.
Thanks.
Andre, if you ever changed your mind, it would be unbelievable if you had people over, play your fight, play the stand-up, and have your music playing.
That would not be unbelievable. I would literally rather drown myself in my pool than do that. That sounds like my fucking nightmare. If I walked into someone's house and they were doing that, I would just turn straight back around and walk out. Like, but make no mistake, there's a lot of people on the roster that would love to. That's like their dream. They would love to do that, dude.
Right on, man. Well, to each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. Yeah.
As far as this fight can goes, it looks like you're just so relaxed, happy, you're smiling more than normal, which
Yeah.
was something else. Any specific preparation for your opponent, even with this? I mean, anything? Any new bags of tricks we could look for?
Yeah, I sparred and moved around and got looks from tall, long, rangy guys. I don't know. I'm having fun, man. I've done this for so long. I'm not that old. I'm 32. I'm still pretty young. But I've done this shit for so long. I've been doing this since I saw someone today. I think it was Matt Schnell posted it. Shout out to Matt Schnell. What a psycho, dude. His last fight was crazy. He said it was his 10-year anniversary of being a professional fighter. And I thought, damn, yeah, I'm probably about 10 years. And then I calculated it. I'm at like 13 or 14. Like I went pro in 2009. Like right when I turned 19, I went. So I've just been doing this so long that I've tried everything. Like I've been very serious about every single piece of preparation, and I've done it every single way, you know. And I still prepare like a professional, and I still bust my ass. Like I work harder now than I did when I was like. I work harder. I work smarter. I do everything better. My preparation's perfect, but in the execution, like I've done this so many times, and I've tried it so many ways that now I'm just at a place where I'm enjoying that I get to do what I fucking love every day. And I'm practicing gratitude that this is my job, man. Like I could be doing anything else. And when I was like getting arrested as a teenager and like getting in trouble and working a job that I hated, and I said I was going to do this and no one believed I was going to do it, I just practiced gratitude that I bet on myself and I was right.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm sure showing gratitude, enjoying it, has to contribute to this longevity. Because if you didn't like it,
Yeah.
I'm sure you would have already.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm not out here trying to give like fucking advice. I'm not the guy. I don't have any big enlightened things. I can just talk about my experiences and hopefully it helps people. But you know, all these little platitudes like that people say, like, "Oh, life is short and you can do what you love," and this and that. All those like live, laugh, love ass quotes that you hear them so much they mean nothing. There's some you know, validity to those things. Like doing what you love every day. If you're not doing that, man, like I can't imagine it because I spent a couple years being miserable and grinding to get to do what I love, and then since then I've just gotten to do what I love every day, and I'm so fortunate, man. And life really is short. Elias just passed away, you know, R.I.P. He was only 2 years older than me. He's young, man. Like you can, my life has changed a lot in the last year or two. I've lost people. I've gone through some pretty tough things, and you could fucking die tomorrow. Like you really could, and I'm not trying to be morbid. You could die tomorrow. You could die leaving this building. Like you could, but you have to do what you love every day. Or you have to be spending time doing what you love with people you love every day. And I'm so fortunate that I get to do that. And I'm enjoying it, and I'm grateful for it.
I appreciate that, man. Respect, and good luck on
Thank
Saturday.
you. Appreciate it.
For those that don't know, like myself, what kind of music do you play? I mean, I'm looking at you, and obviously you read like classical, smooth jazz
Yeah.
type shit.
Yeah.
But you know, what kind of music do you play?
Yeah. Are you familiar with the 80s boat rock?
Sounds fun.
No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. I make punk. I make punk, hip hop sort of fusion shit. Like it's kind of Rage Against the Machine inspired, but a little more rooted in like hardcore and punk and some metalcore influences and stuff. But it's fun, man. It's high energy. I call it punk. Like to me, I'm a punk vocalist, but the guys in my band are all really into like metal and math rock, and we all love Rage Against the Machine. So it's just this kind of big melting pot of like, it's pretty angry, it's pretty aggressive, but it's also fun and jumpy. So the band is called Born Breach. It's on Spotify and Apple Music and whatever. With a nice wholesome name like Born Breach, you can sort of picture what you're in for.
That's awesome. And I mean, I guess which frustrates you more at times? You know, playing a song, maybe not being able to work some stuff out, or going in the gym working on moves for a fight and maybe having a bad day. Which can be
Fighting, not even close. Nothing is like, to answer all those questions, like nothing is compares to fighting. Like you have a bad day in the gym and you just want to put your fucking head through a wall. Like I have day everybody, but this thing everybody has these days where you go to the gym and you spar, especially in a room like mine at Team Alpha Man. We have so many good guys. Like sometimes you show up and you have a spar day and you leave sparring like, do I know how to fucking fight? Like you like looking in the mirror like, what have I been doing for the past? Like I just got my ass kicked by everybody. Which makes you better. You need those days. But that's infinitely more frustrating than like messing up. I mean, the guys in my band are much better musicians than me. Like it's not even close. So when they mess up, they really like care about it. When I mess up, like I don't give a shit. I'm jumping around. I'm like ripping my shirt off and fucking jumping in the crowd and like I don't care, dude. When we play live, my whole performance is one big mess up, and I'm just fucking falling forward into it and having fun. The guys I play with are incredible musicians, though, so they're very technical, and they probably get really frustrated when they mess up. But comedy, music, art, whatever, like I don't give a shit when I mess up because I'm having fun. Fighting is the only thing that frustrates me when that I really care about when I mess up. Like fighting is the thing that I want to be perfect at.
That's awesome. Best of luck.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Cool. Thanks, guys.